Hey, what is up guys? Guitar Rock here. Welcome back to another Blue Archive video. So, today it's official, it's announced. We're gonna get Hatsune Miku collaboration coming next week. So, if you guys haven't been following the Blue Archive Twitter, they announced this today, 4 hours ago. So Hatsune Miku, she is the next featured character. Probably she will come next week. Alright, when the patch comes next week, she will be the available character to pull. Apparently, you know, she is the question mark character that's appearing in June, first half of the month, followed by later we're gonna get Akko. So these two characters, now this is going to be a tough one, right? So let's jump into the roadmap again for June. Now if you guys haven't been remembering this, we did this way back. We check out all the May and June in terms of the roadmap for Blue Archive. So we're gonna have Hatsune Miku right now inside here alongside with Akko, right? So for someone who has limited pyroxenes, if you guys do not have like 24,000 like me, I'm broke AF right now, I only have 22,000, not even enough to PT, should you pull for Hatsune Miku? So let's discuss, let's talk about it, let's jump into it. Now, if you guys are not aware, Hatsune Miku is not exactly meta. She's not like a meta character, she's not like a must-have character. But her price tag is going to be on her being limited. Alright, so if you are looking to collab characters, she's going to be your best one to pull for, because Hatsune Miku, if you don't get her, there's a chance that you won't get her ever. In JP, right, I don't think they have a Hatsune Miku rerun. So a lot of players might have missed Hatsune Miku back then in the JP server. So I feel like having Hatsune Miku in your account, you know, depending on how you look at it, if you are a collector and you care more about collecting, I think she's going to be kind of the rarest character out of all the bunch right now, right? So as you can see, she's an explosion light armor. But in terms of her skills, let's compare, right? So this is her EX skill. So she restores 144% HP to allies within a round shape area based on Miku's heal, and while she is dancing, she increased their attack by 34% within the round shape for 26 seconds. So she does two things. She heals in a circular round shape area, and she also buffs everyone within the area, which is, you know, ideally pretty good. But the problem is 5 cost though. So this is something that's an issue. She's a support character, special, so she stays at the back. So she will be competing with maybe Kotama in terms of buffing, right? So how much does Kotama has? Kotama at skill level 5 is going to be 47.4%. And this is a 3 cost EX compared to Hatsune Miku, which is, you know, a 5 cost, but also she adds heal 34%. So I guess Kotama is still kind of good in her own way. Like, I feel like Kotama's buff at EX3 cost, you know, minus the healing, you might not even need this depending, right? I feel like Kotama won't get replaced by Hatsune Miku in terms of the EX cost by itself. But if you look at the normal skill, every 30 seconds she increases her allies crit rate by 37.7% within a round shape area for 20 seconds. Passive skill, she increases her own heal by 26.6%. And going to the last sub skill, she increases the allies recovery by 17.3%. Now the sub skill is a little bit kind of weird, right? Weird in terms of it's not that strong. Recovery is not something that you particularly need. If this is like a crit damage, this would be insane. Alright, she might be able to replace Hibiki to a certain extent, but because this is allies recovery, it doesn't even improve crit rate or crit damage or even attack, it's just recovery. So in raids, I think damage is going to be much more important than healing overall. If you heal just a bunch of healing but there's no damage, it's kind of hard. And for her to have these 5 cycle costs, I'm not sure if this is going to be, you know, that good. I do prefer Kotama's increased allies attack that applies to everyone, right? This is going to be a far more useful skill in my opinion. So I don't think in terms of raw damage, Hatsune Miku can replace a Kotama in terms of the buffs, right? If you're just looking for raw power to buff your units, Kotama is just gonna have it much more than a Hatsune Miku skill-wise. But if you are a collector, like I mentioned, Hatsune Miku is going to be more likely than worth, right? Especially there's a chance that she will never return again. Something that I'm concerned about as well is Akko. Akko is coming next after Hatsune Miku. Again, let's recap for what can Akko do, right? So in terms of Akko, she's also a special type. She is a mystic heavy armor. Akko is the best support in the game by far. A lot of JP players have told me that. So she increased crit rate by 39.5% and crit damage by 73.3% to one ally. And this will last for 16 seconds. This is incredible amount. You can just buff anyone, and if they use their EX skill afterwards, that damage is insane. Alright, for EX3 cost, normal skill, she has the ability to restore an ally's HP every 45 seconds. This is pretty cool. Passive skill, she increased her heal, alright, and the last sub skill, she increased allies crit damage. Now Akko can be used to replace Hibiki to a certain extent, right? If you are looking much more of a buff, rather if you don't need Hibiki to use the big area of rockets, right? You know, a lot of people have been saying that Akko is definitely the best support till today in JP. She is still very, very strong. If you miss out on Akko, you might be handicapping yourself, so it's something that I think players have to think about. Do you go for meta, or do you go for like a limited character that you might not ever get ever again, which is Hatsune Miku? This is a tough one. I've been thinking about this myself as well. It's not an easy decision deciding between these two. I do think that I can only choose one, right? Because I barely have 24,000 pyroxenes, which is if I have bad luck, I'm gonna need to pity. Now a lot of people have been saying, okay, you can just pull for Hatsune Miku and Akko. There's a chance that you might be able to get them or get her because she is not limited. You can get her later on in the other banner. But my own personal experience have told me otherwise. I've never gotten any character from off banner before. I guess it's just my luck. My luck is really bad. Let me show you guys. The first character banner that I ever missed was Midori and Momoi, right? I didn't pull for their banner. Guess what? Midori, I still haven't gotten her until today. This is one of the first banner, I think. Or was it the Izuna? Izuna as well. She was one of the first banner. She was the first Mystic character that came out when Blue Archive first came out. She was like within the 1 week or 2 week, her banner was released. I didn't pull for her, I skipped her. Guess what? Until today, still haven't gotten her. Same applies for, let's see, who else? Oh, Aru. I didn't reroll for Aru, I still haven't gotten an Aru. Azusa, I missed on her banner. I choose for Koharu because their two banners were very close together. It's either, if I put for Azusa, I wouldn't have enough for Koharu, and I'm glad I put for Koharu. Koharu is just so useful, alright, with her heals and stuff. I am really, really happy. But until today, you know, having the mindset back then that, okay, one day I'll get Azusa. Guess what? Until today, I still haven't gotten an Azusa. Same applies for all of these characters. Aries as well, right? And even cycling Shiroko. So, yeah, if you play other games, maybe it's easy to get off-banner character, but I think in this game it's kind of tough. I feel like if you miss Akko, you might actually miss her. Like, it's gonna be a while, like, for you to get lucky just for specifically Akko. In the other character banner, it's really, really low, right? So if you are willing to risk that, I guess go for it. But for me, more than likely, I might skip Hatsune Miku and just go for meta instead. I don't know, man. Collab characters just doesn't seem that appealing to me, especially if they're not exactly meta. So it's something that I haven't fully decided yet. But right now, I'm leaning towards Akko, 60% saving for Akko, 40% pulling for Hatsune Miku. So that's just right now my decision. I might change it later, but for the time being, this is what I feel like. Getting Akko is going to be able to improve overall my raid experience, and later on we'll have like insane difficulty as well, so that might also be something that is going to be quite tough and quite challenging moving forward. Alright, so guys, that's going to be it for this video. Let me know what you guys think. Are you guys going to pull for Hatsune Miku coming next week in about 5 days time? Let me know in the comment section below. If you guys haven't already, subscribe, give this video a like. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a nice day. Goodbye.